So today I'm gonna be going over showmanship with you guys. I'm gonna be going in a little more in depth and giving you guys some more tips and pointers about what you can do to get more points for showmanship. So basically, the first thing you're gonna do is carrying. This doesn't occur in all, but this is really easy. You just kind of hand under, over, head could be up or down. That's pretty easy, simple. But once the judge gets to you or you get to the judge, you're going to set your rabbit down and you're going to pose it according to its breed. This could either be compact, cylindrical, commercial, semi-arch, or full arch. This is a Rex rabbit, so they are going to be a commercial rabbit. Basically, you're just going to kind of scrunch them up as best as you can and make sure all their legs are straight facing forward and none are like sticking out or too in. So just kind of scrunch them up, nice curve on top. That's what you're gonna do. After that, you're gonna start with the introduction. What you should do if you can with your rabbit is take your hands off. Some rabbits, this might be a stressful time, so they might be freaking out. So if your hands need to stay on, that's okay. But try to take your hands off. It shows the judge that you have been working with your rabbit and that your rabbit knows what to do even without your hands on the rabbit. And then you're gonna go and start off by introducing yourself. So hello, my name is, and say your name, say your first and last name, and then you're gonna introduce your rabbit. You're gonna say your name, the rabbit's name if they have a name. You're gonna say its breed, its gender. I like to say if it's a 4 or 6 class and what class they would be in. So she would be a senior, I'm guessing, because of her size. Rexes are 4 classes, so I would go and say that to the judge. And then I would also point out an interesting fact about this breed. Rexes, their guard hair is, all the layers of their hair is the same length. So that's what gives them their nice coat while it's nice and dense and smooth. That could be a fact, or like where they originated, where they came from, what year they were founded, something like that. Simple fact to show the judge that you know something about your breed. After that, you're going to go on asking the judge if you can begin showing, and once she gives you or he gives you the okay to start showing, you're going to start with the eyes. Now with the eyes, you're just going to kind of open them a little bit, not too much. Rabbit might refuse, but just enough so that the judge can see. Make sure the judge can see it. And you're just going to start off by pointing out if the rabbit, or what you're going to be looking for in the eye. So in the eyes, you're normally going to be looking for anything that might indicate blindness. So walleye, moon eye, fogginess, white spots, also any like weary eye, just kind of eye discharge, stuff like that. That could indicate blindness in the rabbit. Point out if the rabbit does, and if the rabbit doesn't, go over it. Say that this rabbit does not have this, this, or this, thus not indicating blindness. So you're going to do that on both eyes, pointing out, and make sure that the judge can see this. It's very crucial that the judge can, to make sure that the judge can see everything you're doing. It'll help you get you more points. After that, you're going to move on to the ears. I like to do eye, ear. Some people do both eyes first. I don't like to do that just because it's easier. Starting off with the ears, I like to spread them out like this and go around the edge. Now on the edge, you're going to be looking for rips, tears, missing chunks. You can also go over the fur coverage of the ear if there's too much or too little on the fur for around the ear. That's not necessary, but if you want, you can. And then you're going to go on the inside. And the inside, you're just really looking for ear canker and ear mites. Spread it open, make sure the judge can see. Run your finger through, show your finger to the judge to show that if it does or does not. And then on the left ear of the rabbit, there's going to be a tattoo. This is the identification tattoo. You're going to read it off to the judge. So this one is ALISHA. Read that off. And then with the right ear, you can also point out that if the rabbit has a tattoo, it would be an ARBA rabbit, certified rabbit, if it had it in its right ear. You don't have to. But in order to get to the other side of the rabbit, you're just gonna quarter turn it, pick it up, kind of like a pie circle, the best I can describe it, and then pose it, go over that side, similar to the other side. So eye and ear, spreading it out, all that. Once you're done with that, you're gonna have the rabbit face towards you. This might be a little difficult at first, but your rabbit will get the hang of it. You're gonna grip the ears and the fur. This is to turn it over, or you can do that. Personally, I like gripping all the ears and the scruff together. It gives more control over the rabbit. Hand behind the butt and flipping the rabbit over in a nice smooth motion. From there, I turn the rabbit that way. I don't have the rabbit facing here. I turn it that way and put it in front of the judge more. This is so that the judge can see better. The judges like it when you can show them your rabbit instead of showing yourself their rabbit. Yeah. Then after that, you're gonna move on to the nose. Now on the nose, this is pretty simple and easy. You're just gonna be looking for the snuffles and any nasal discharge or nasal off coloring. This, you can just kind of open up the nose a little bit, show around. Again, point out if it does or does not. Any faults or disqualifications on it, stuff like that. Next, you're going to be going towards the mouth. So, you're going to be showing the teeth, looking for any extra missing or chipped teeth for the front. You're also going to be looking for malocclusion, wolf teeth, buck teeth. Wolf teeth, buck teeth, peg teeth. Point out if the rabbit does or does not. Again, going over, pointing out any faults or disqualifications. And then you're going to go over the chin, chest area. Some people forget this, but it will get you extra points in the long run, is going over their chin and chest area. So you're just going to kind of feel around. If it's a doe, feel for their dewlap. Make sure there's no like tumors, abscesses, lumps, bumps, stuff like that. Just feel around, and if you don't feel anything, tell the judge that there's no tumors, abscesses, lumps or bumps, and if you do, tell that to the judge. And then from there, you're gonna move on to the front legs. Now on the front legs, you're gonna check if they're broken. You can do this by giving them a pull. It's kind of hard to see, so you're okay. So instead, come on. I just like to kind of push the bottom, and it'll make her arm extend, and do that on both. Come on. Okay. This brings up another point. If your rabbit freaks out, don't freak out. Be as calm as you can. If your rabbit freaks out like mine did, just simply try to flip it back over. And yep, so back to the legs, you're gonna check if they're broken. Just try your best on that. Give them a pull if you want instead. After you're done with that, you're gonna move on to their paws. Rabbits have 4 toes and 5 claws in the front. You're gonna point that out. You're going to check that if there's any missing or extra or broken toes. Same with the nails, and for the nails you're also going to check for coloring. So what I like to do is I like to put my thumb in the middle, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count the nails, show that they're correct color. Make sure you include that dew claw when you point out the nails. Do the same. Check for any faults or disqualifications. Again, could be off coloring, any extra missing. Once you're done with that, move on to the chest, stomach area. You're going to do a lot of the same with the chin and dewlap. So just filling around the stomach, front, sides, all that. Lumps, bumps, abscesses. Feel around for pigeon breast or mastis, which is like stiff breast or like infections in the rabbit's breast. So just feel around for that. Point out if you feel it, point out if you don't. And then after you're done with that, I like to kind of move the rabbit more closer to the judge. And I'm just going to do the same with the front legs as I did with the back legs. So I'm going to give them a pull, check that they're not broken, go over the toes and nails. So on the rabbit's back feet, they are only going to have 4 nails and 4 toes. So count, make sure there's none missing or none that are extra, none that are broken, and that they are all the correct color for this rabbit. Count them, everything. Another thing you're going to do is check for sore hocks. It's basically like little scab areas. You can see that this rabbit might have a little bit of beginning, but it's not going to affect them. As long as it's not bleeding, she'll be fine. So yeah, point that out if the rabbit does or does not. And then you're gonna, I know. Okay, next you're gonna point out the vent area. She has a lot of fur. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So in the vent area, you're going to be checking for the sex, making sure if it's a female or a male. Point that out. You're also going to be looking for really vent disease. That's the main one. It's really smelly down there if the rabbit does have vent disease, and there might be some cyst-like things down there. After you're done with that, you're going to move on to the tail. Now with the tail, you're basically just going to be looking for a screw tail, wire tail, dead tail, or a broken tail. What I like to do to show the rabbit, or to show the judge the tail, is I just like to move it around with my finger. It'll have a nice flawless motion if nothing's wrong with the tail, and it'll move around, it'll be fine. As you can see, this rabbit does not have any of those. Point that out to the judge if it does or does not. After you're done with that, flip the rabbit back over, pose it, and you're going to go over the rabbit's fur. The fur depends on the breed as well. Rabbits have Rex fur, standing fur, so you would check their fur by just kind of gently patting it. Kind of shows their density, and to show that they do have standing fur, so lightly pat around it. After that, you're going to be looking for any mites or lice inside the fur. You can do this with a blowing motion around the fur. I don't necessarily like to do that because it limits me talking to the judge while I'm showing it. So what I like to do is in multiple different areas, I'll take my hands and I'll just kind of move, kind of get to the skin of the rabbit if you can, the best inside. And in multiple different areas, I just kind of show around the rabbit's fur, checking for any mites or lice. Okay. After you're done with that, go over your rabbit. If for some of the older kids and kids who have been here longer, go over things you like and dislike about your rabbit. I know that's one of the things that helped me last year is my rabbit. I did not like her markings that much. I went over that, and that's what probably helped me gain a few extra points. If you want, you can go over their hindquarters, their forequarters, stuff like that, their top line, how well they look for market, for judging overall, stuff like that. Or go over that, also, remember to point out any faults or disqualifications that your rabbit has. And then after you're done with all of that, again, hands by your side if you can. And then you're going to go on asking the judge if they have any questions. This will bring you to the showmanship question part. Normally, they're pretty simple and pretty easy. We'll go over this a lot, but the questions are normally random. And depending on the judge, they might mix it up every now and then for who gets what questions. But yeah, we'll go over it, but some of the questions might consist of how long is a rabbit pregnant for, or how many breeds are identified by the ARBA. Once you're done answering all of your questions, you're going to say thank you to the judge. Please say thank you. It's very crucial It actually is 4 points saying thank you, and then you're going to either carry your rabbit back, or the judge will move on to the next rabbit. And that is how you show a rabbit. Also, sorry, I forgot. One thing that I did forget is some words the judges don't like. So nice is a word that the judges don't like. Instead, say good, fair, excellent. Also, the word I probably said it a lot throughout this video, but the judges do not like the word so work with that and don't say it. I would also try your best to stay away from the word like. You can say it, it's nothing that the judges don't like, but saying like a lot does get annoying. So the judges, yeah. That's how you show rabbit, and some extra tips and pointers for getting more points towards a rabbit.